Right, hi everybody, it's Chris 2E0UKH, and today I'm looking at win4yaesu, rig control software for many Yaesu radios. This is the website, win4yaesu suite, and I'll just show you what radios it works on for the Yaesu series. FTDX 1200, 3000, 5000, 9000 and the 991-A. I'm using it on a 991A, and it includes support for an SDR play, a software defined radio, and you can turn your radio into, having a pan adapter on a PC screen. You can choose the built-in pan adapter software, which is on the screen at the moment. I'll show this a bit later on. Or you can choose SDR Play software. But this Spectrum scope is very, very good. Very good control on it, for displaying everything. You'll see this a bit later on. This software is also available for win4icom radios. I'll just show you the site for that. If you just search for win4icom or win4yaesu, it's a number 4. So this is the win4icom software. Like I say, I'm using it on the Yaesu 991A. But it's got very similar functionality. So this works for the win4icom 7100, 7300, 7610, 7600, 7700 and the 7850/51 IC 9700, and they're adding support for other radios all the time. There is a free 30-day trial version of the software. It's fully functional for 30 days. And I'll just show you how you can download that. At the top of the page, download and buy. So I've got a 64-bit PC, if I choose the top option, win4icom suite, tap on that, and it's now downloading at the bottom. On the Yaesu version, it's exactly the same. This is win4yaesu. Download and buy. So you can't go wrong. You can try it out for 30 days and see the functionality. The win4yaesu suite interfaces, I'm just reading it off the screen here because it's best to get it precise. It interfaces to all third-party hardware and software programs, including HRD Logbook, DM780, DX Lab Suite, NAP, N1MM Plus, and many more. So that's for the Yaesu side of things. For the win4icom, let's see what that says. So very similar on the win4icom radios. So this software runs in conjunction with an SDR receiver. I've been using it with an SDR play, and if you want to transmit on the radio, you don't want to fry the SDR radio, so you need an SDR, an MFJ 1708 SDR, which is a transmit receive switch. It isolates the SDR so you don't fry it, because they share the same aerial. You can set it up so they share the same aerial. So conditions for HF have not been very good for me just lately, so I can't show it in its best light. I'm using a mag loop antenna this way, and it wasn't practical for me to do it out mobile. I have been waiting for an MFJ 1708, but I've been having difficulty getting hold of one of them from my local supplier. So now Tom, who writes the software, he's got some very good videos, and I'm just going to play a little clip of one of his videos so you can see the scope in action, you know, the waterfall. See how fantastic it looks, and he goes into a little bit of detail how to set it up. So I'm just going to play his video, and I'll show you the software running in a minute.
Hello, today I'm going to be demonstrating win4yaesu suite with the Yaesu FT991 or 991A and an SDR Play software-defined radio, which is going to be used as a PAN adapter. Basically what we want to do is we want to connect the SDR Play to the same antenna that is hooked up to the radio. Now, in order to do this, we have to make sure that we isolate the SDR Play when the radio goes into transmit. And for this, we use a transmit-receive switch, and the one that I'm going to be talking about today is the one from MFJ called the MFJ 1708. What you see here right now is win4yaesu suite running with the 991A. And as you can see, using the SDR Play, you get a much better spectral display than you do directly on the radio. So I'm going to now show how you hook up the MFJ 1708. Here we have the MFJ 1708 RF sensing transmit receive switch. Now it's pretty easy to hook up. You'll see there are 3 coax connections down below. You've got the transmit connection. That connects directly to the radio, to the normal antenna port on your radio. You have the antenna connection. That connects to the antenna. And then you have the receive port. And the receive port connects to the SDR Play. Now, in addition, up at the top, 2 other connections. One is a 12-volt DC supply, and the other one is the control connection. This connects to the back of the 991 transceiver into the 8-pin socket called tune/lin. There, one of the pins will actually provide a signal when the radio is transmitting. Okay, I'm going to show you how this looks when it's all set up. Hang on. Okay, this is how it looks when it's all hooked up. And then if you go to the back of the radio, as I mentioned, the transmit line goes to the back of the radio. So we'll take a look here. And here we are. Here we go. We've got the antenna on the right, which is the HF antenna. That's going to the transmit circuit. And then down below here, the tune-lin line connects to the control part of the MFJ transmit-receive switch. So here's a block diagram of what I've been showing. We have the back of the radio here, and we have the antenna connection connecting to the transmit jack on the MFJ. And we have the antenna connecting to the antenna connection, and the SDR Play goes to the receive connection. But we need this switch to actually switch in when you transmit. Now, it is an RF sensing transmit, but somehow I have a problem having 100 watts of power coming through here, and it's sensing it. In order for it to sense it, it's got to get the power. So I think it's a better idea to just go ahead and use a physical connection. So here we have a cable from the control circuitry, and that goes through to the tune LIN, which provides the key signal on the radio, specifically pin 2, with pin 3 being the ground. So basically you want to connect that up to the control circuitry of the MFJ1708. Now this cable can be bought in a number of places. I bought mine on eBay, and I'll put a link down below in the comment section of the video. So basically that's it. That's what you have to connect up. The only thing is you also have to make a small modification on the radio, on the switch. In order to make the modification, you need to actually put a jumper between the transmit center pin and the antenna center pin, because the MFJ will actually cut out the transmit line on receive.
Right, so I'm using win4yaesu. I've got it connected up to the radio, and any changes you make on the radio change on the software. So if I move the tuning knob, you'll see on the camera it changes on the software. I'm just going to go through some of the features on the radio, on the software. You know, we're in VFO mode. You can go from VFO to memory to memories with this button. So that's memory mode, that's VFO mode, and you can choose all your bands here for HF, VHF, UHF. So that is the band selection when you're in VFO mode. You've got all your attenuation here. On Yaesu you've got IPO, and you can have different levels. If you are on HF, you can tune the radio with this button. And this middle panel shows the frequency you're on the top, and you can fine tune it with this slider, and this controls how fine or coarse the tuning is, the fine tuning is. You've got your normal features on the radio: A to B, A to B, B to A, split, simplex, CTCSS tones, off. You can type in a frequency in the VFO. If you double click on the frequency, you get a tiny little keypad come up, and you can type in a frequency and go straight there. The signal meters are live, you know, signal meter, the SWR, whatever you've got it set for. And you've got your quick memories here where you can store them. You know, if I went into memory mode, you know, that's a memory on my radio. And you can go up and down through the memories. I've got lots of repeaters that are the same frequency, and they've got different values. On the VFO, on the frequency readout, you can actually change the frequencies by highlighting them and using the thumb wheel on your mouse to go up and down. This is your clarifier setting. And these are all your controls at the bottom. This is your volume control. If I turn the volume up on the radio, you'll see this one go up and down. The same with all the others: RF gain, squelch, You can alter your power, your mic gain. These are greyed out because they're not available in this mode. All your filters are here. You can alter your filters for HF. And I've been using this software in this way for quite some time now. I mean, I remote into my computer and I found it very handy to, I sometimes leave my computer recording and I can remote in and I can change the frequency. I can alter things, which is super handy. So I'm just going to go through some of the menus at the top so you can see what other features are built into this software file. I can turn the radio off and exit, I won't do that. Tools. This brings up the parametric equalizer. And I mean, this is very handy. You can go through all the radio's menu settings. You know, when I set this video up, I wanted to turn the brightness down on my radio, and it was a bit fiddly. I had to go into menu and everything. This brings them all up on the screen. You know, so dimmer. Got a dimmer there. What was the one I altered? That's right, if you click on the value, you can move it up or down. Change the colour. Of the bar on the top of the radio. You know, these are all individual features for this particular radio. But these are the menu items you get from pressing the menu button on the win4yaesu 991. And you can alter all these settings from the software, which is super handy. You got the settings page for setting up the SDR, setting up the COM ports, preferences, pan adapter. So you've got support for SDR play radios. You know, my one is just the basic one and it works across all of them. Third party software, hardware. This is where you can configure it for using a different pan adapter software if you wish. You can set up macros here. Spectrum macros. Function key macros. Now going on into the next section, window. It's got a club log spot frequency. So you can spot frequencies. That needs setting up. I don't have an account for that. You've got a carrier wave terminal. So you can type in a word, click transmit. I mean, this is just fantastic. If you know, I don't use carrier wave. But, you know, this is very in-depth software. You don't even have to have an SDR connected. It just gives you that beautiful waterfall, that nice scope, and there's a lot of control over how you can make it look. What else have we got? Frequency memories. These are my memories I've got in my radio. Now, I believe this is just for choosing, going to another memory. Quite sure you can't alter them. I'm double clicking on them, right clicking. Yeah, I want to mess that up. But I use this for going from one memory to another. macros, shortwave database. I mean, this is very in-depth, you know, you've got all the bands here. 49 meters. Click on that memory that's built in, and the radio's gone over to that. I didn't put these in; these are built into the software. Now, I was experimenting with a spectrum scope, and if you wanted to use the SDR play, you use the bottom option here. It's saying that because my SDR play is not connected at the moment. But if it was, you'd see it here. And that's about it for the menus. Just wanted to also show you the keypad. If you double click on the frequency, you've got a keypad you can enter a frequency in. So I'm just going to put the radio back into memory mode. And this is just how I control the software. The software controls the radio, sorry. Go up and down the channels. Using the software, you can alter all the volume, all the squelch, power, mic gain, everything. I mean, this is not showing it to its best in its best light. This is why I haven't done a video. I told Tom I was going to do a video, and I haven't done it because I've been having trouble getting hold of the SDR, you know, the MFJ 1708 switch, transmit receive switch. But this is just a brief overview of the software, and I'll be using it a lot in the future. Right, 7.3.